Hey everyone, Eric Thompson here. Hope that you are doing well on this low-lighting edition, okay, of the AFI Top 100 review for 2013. Tonight, considering number 95, 1971's The Last Picture. This film, sort of like Do the Right Thing, number 96, is one of the reasons that I wanted to take on the AFI Top 100 to see more movies that I hadn't seen before. You know, there are so many to see, and this was one of them for me. Plot synopsis, really it's quite simple at the core, but aren't they all? Sonny Johnson, okay, I don't want to get any names wrong. Sonny Crawford, excuse me. A coming-of-age story, okay? He and his friend Dwayne, played by a very young Jeff Bridges, who sounds exactly like Jeff Bridges does now, are, you know, kind of the big shots in town. And the movie really is simply the telling of their growing up in a small town in Texas. And what do you do in Texas? But apparently, to the movie, you play football and you drink and you play pool and you have sex. That's about it. And so that's what this film explores, alongside many other things. Curious that for a film made in 1971, although set in 1951, 1952, and that's why you have like Dwayne going after the Korean War, the film is in black and white, and this was intentionally done to reflect the times, okay, to be aesthetically poignant, I guess, or kind of artsy and edgy to that degree. But why is this on the AFI Top 100, okay? One, at least this reason, I think that it represents a really, I want to say a subculture, but let's just say a category of film, the high school film. And I just pulled up IMDb's top 50 high school films. Hey, go check it out, okay? I'll put a link in the description of this video. On the IMDb top 50, you have number 1, The Breakfast Club. I'm just going to go through some real quick. Dazed and Confused, Rebel Without a Cause, American Graffiti, Clueless, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Mean Girls, Donnie Darko, Carrie, Peggy Sue Got Married, and then Grease, of course. The Last Picture Show is number 18, Dead Poets Society, American Pie. I guess really that whole series of films, on and on it goes, even Back to the Future, you know, because you have some of that flashback stuff in high school. And so, not that obviously IMDb feels that it is not at the top of the list, but The Last Picture Show captures that experience, that high school experience, the drama, the relationships, the coming of age, the anxiety, the tension, the acceptance, the emotions, it's all there. Is the film still relevant for today? Well, certainly yes, because of the likes of Jeff Bridges, okay? Even though, so if you know, he was in his first movie when he was, I'm trying to get a year, he was a baby, okay? And so it's worthwhile just to look back at his lineage, okay? All the different films that he's been in, all the different kinds of films that he has been in. And this is where he sort of got his start. Along with Timothy Bottoms, Sybil Shepherd, both of whom had tremendous careers in the 70s and the 80s and got their start, more or less, in this film. And so even as a source for actors, a sort of leaping off point for actors, The Last Picture Show certainly does so. Why else would it be relevant? Well, it is, you know, I just want to say it's American, but what I really want to say is I watched this movie and I feel like it helped me to understand more of what an American film is. That is, how an American film approaches, in this case, adolescence, okay? Growing up, which is such a part of the whole American theme in film, right? Even in our action movies now. I mean, you have like the Transformers, for example, or the last couple Die Hard films, just as examples. You know, you have these growing up sub-plot lines, you know, that run underneath the main action. So this is an important part of the American cinema, but also, of course, in its cinematography, in its editing, in the great use of country music throughout, but also you see the influence of rock and roll coming into play a little bit. That's what the kids listen to, except for Sonny himself, who listens to country music in his old beat up truck. Anyway, so for these reasons and many more, of course, it definitely is relevant, and it does stand among some of the titans as far as Oscar nominations go. Nominated for 8, including Best Picture, and it won 2 awards. Johnson, I'm sorry, I'm not doing very well. Ben Johnson won for Supporting Actor, and I'm trying to look here, excuse me, Cloris Leachman won for Best Supporting Actress in a Dramatic Role. So, there you go. Yeah, I guess those are also reasons why it would be on the top 100, but definitely relevant for today for its artistic take, and also brave look into small town isolation, adolescence, all of these things. Finally, Divinity. Where is God in this movie? Tori did not watch it, but I told her, I said, there were a lot of sex scenes in this movie, which surprised me, you know. And so it is not necessarily a moral film, you know, it deals with, like I said, these kids in Texas who got nothing else to do but drink and screw, if you'll pardon me, you know, and play football. But that's the whole point, you know, is to look at how they deal with morality. I think that Jacy, played by Sybil Shepherd in her debut role here, is an excellent example of some of that morality, which is one of the Christian themes, Catholic themes even in the film, certainly Christian theme, but just a moral, ethical theme. You know, she wants to wait until marriage to have sex, and her mom, who has apparently been through several lovers and perhaps even several husbands, it's not clear, it wasn't clear to me in the film, she says, look, it's not really all that magical, there's no sense in waiting, you know, you're not saving up for anything. And that sort of begins, that little conversation with her mom begins a spiral that Jacy takes throughout the rest of the film in her sexual adventures. And so we see how that plays out and how she wrestles with her own conservative, you know, moral upbringing in the face of her own desires as a young woman and the culture that she's in, okay, the climate of that small town. And I think that small town, for me, sort of illustrates a very strong theme element of community. When Sam passes away, about at the end of Act 2, the whole town kind of comes undone. You know, he leaves a bunch of buildings, 3 buildings, businesses, different people in his will, and some succeed and some don't succeed. He was taking care of certain people in the town, and one of them is, you know, not killed, but one of them dies accidentally, and that's not blamed on Sam, but we're meant to believe that because he wasn't there, this happened. And one of the characters said, you know, I never realized how important he was to this town, you know, until he's gone, which plays on, you know, don't know what you got till it's gone or whatever. But to me, certainly in the sense of community, but also in the sense of life in general, it's hard to realize and to anticipate how important something can be, even a small thing, until it's gone. And maybe in your life you can think of something like that, a small detail, or the presence of something or someone, of course, and that person's gone, or that thing is gone, or something changes and you feel that emptiness, and things start to maybe unravel, just like they did in this film after Sam died. And that speaks to a lot of Christian spiritual themes. Community, the mystical body of Christ, just like as St. Paul said, you know, if one part suffers, the whole part suffers. And so there are some themes there, more probably, but on one viewing rather, that's what I have to say. Think about this, number 95, The Last Picture Show, although I will be glad indeed to go back and watch it again. I hope to, before I have to take it back to the library. Number 94 coming up very soon, my friends. We're at an excellent pace for the year, but we must continue post-haste. And so number 94, Pulp Fiction, coming up. Another American landmark. And so I'm going to try and watch it again here and and re-explore it a little bit, and we'll see what it has to offer to us. Thanks so much for watching. As always, like and subscribe if you care to. Leave some comments below. And don't forget down below in the comments the IMDb's top 50 high school movies. So check that out. You can see where the Last Picture Show falls and enjoy that for yourself. Thanks, guys.